Hello everybody and welcome back from sunny Sao Paulo, Brazil, here of course at the Intel Extreme Masters. I am Kevin van der Kooi, also known as Rotterdam, and with me is Johan Mello, also known as Le Tot.
Sunny to say the least.
Sorry?
Sunny to say the least.
It is very sunny indeed. We are getting ready for our final game of Group A. If you just tune in and wonder what did you miss so far, it started out with Bomber defeating puCK 2-0, then Jjakji defeating WM 2-0. Then Bomber and Jjakji played against each other, and Bomber looked like a man on fire. I've never seen so many Marines. Well, I may have seen so many Marines once upon a time, but 21 Marines in the production at all costs, and just like 105, 115 Marines on the map.
Red Bull gives you Marines.
Red Bull doesn't give you wings, it gives you Marines. And then we saw, just in the last series, we saw puCK defeating WM. So that means that puCK is going to play against Jjakji. Johan, I think this is going to be a really sick series.
I think so too. Jjakji and puCK, they match really well against each other stylistically. I know I said that for Bomber and puCK, and I still think it was the case, even though the series was, I guess you could say, pretty one-sided from the mid-game on. If puCK was to play the same way as he did against Bomber, and he gets some good openers like he did, he builds himself up in the game. He's definitely going to have a shot here versus Jjakji, who I think is excellent versus Protoss, but definitely not unbeatable. You know, he lives in Europe. He plays a lot of those tournaments, and he loses sometimes, which I guess makes sense too, because we have a lot of good Protosses in Europe.
Yeah. I was talking a little bit with Paulo about Jjakji's style as well, as Paulo has you know, the opportunity to see more of him than I do these days. And you know, he said, like, I think Jjakji is a little over-aggressive against Protoss. Sometimes he just keeps trying to drop up to a point where sometimes it backfires. And I think puCK has definitely learned already from the previous series against Bomber. Of course, guys, you shouldn't forget that even a player like puCK, yes, he's experienced, yes, he's played on quite a few tournaments. Of course, he gets nervous as well on such a big stage like the Intel Extreme Masters, and flying all the way to Sao Paulo. Because, you know, like 3 seconds after that sexy GSL pin, that's always a beautiful sight. That must give you some star power no matter where you go. It's like if you ever feel nervous, you just look down, you're like, I'm a GSL champion, son. I don't need to be nervous.
Imagine MVP looking down his shirt.
Yeah, all he sees is spins. MVP could make a song about it. So maybe you should team up with Drake. Drake featuring MVP. That would
Not again, please. We started from the bottom, and now we got 4 pins.
I'd listen to it. I'd play it on my speakers. Either way, puCK immediately said as well what he did wrong in that series, and it was pretty much the same that Johan and me were talking about during those games as well. So either way, I think it's going to be a good series. Our first game, which is interesting, Johan, because in the last time he vetoed this map, is going to be played on Habitation Station.
Maybe some kind of change in plan here from our players, as we see puCK and Jjakji here on the
Both
screen.
players are ready, and you're the lobby host, by the way. So.
All right.
Unless you want to keep looking at puCK and Jjakji.
Yeah, man, I could look at them all, especially that pins. If you can get a zoom on in, please, camera. All right, let's get the game underway here.
Now, Habitation Station is a map where I wouldn't be surprised at all to see puCK once more go for his double Oracle opening. It's just an opening that he has shown us quite often in the past, and I think an opening in general he's relatively successful with. Even on heavy rain, like you mentioned as well, Johan, he was in a pretty good position against Bomber.
Yeah, he was in a good position.
Reasonable.
Not sure if we can say pretty good, but yeah, he did get some kills, and he got map control early on. See puCK on screen now. Didn't chase for some time, going for the full TLO maybe.
Of course, over here in the left top side of Habitation Station, we got the Terran player representing my insanity. He is, of course, the former GSL champion, Jjakji. A little bit of trivia, Johan. Do you remember who he beat in the final of the GSL?
Linok.
Ah, Johan has a show. Do you know when it was?
When I was much younger and skinnier than
Excellent, excellent answer. Of course, over here on the right top side of the map, we got our blue Protoss player representing IVD Gaming. He is, of course, puCK. No pin for puCK yet, but
not yet. Someday. So you think that he might open Oracle here, which on this map, since you're kind of close by air, could be good, but at the same time, it's so expected. One thing we're going to have to keep in mind is the scouting, obviously, for Jjakji is going to be very important. puCK opened with double gas in the 2 games that he played versus Bomber, and Jjakji, he seems to like to open with Reapers to scouts. And I think that's what we're going to see here. But getting into your opponent's base, seeing what he's up to, and then getting out is quite difficult because of the overlay of the map here. So if he manages to get in and confirm what he's up against, already it's going to be a good victory. but he needs to go in at the right time and through the right way.
What I think puCK is going to do, though, Johan, is I think he's going to go for a one-gate Nexus fast expand, so then everything looks safe, and then he follows it up with the Stargate. Like, he probably won't drop the Stargate before the Nexus, and after that, you know, he can play it many multiple ways. He might drop 2 forges and just sit on 2 bases for a long time, or he might drop a bunch of gateway units and make a follow-up gateway push after the Oracles. puCK is a player that's also quite unpredictable in this matchup, as before this tournament I watched like 5, 6, 7 games of him. Most of those games he displayed completely different styles.
Second gas though by puCK again here. We'll see if he starts the Zealot and ends up cancelling without even checking his expansion most of the time. I guess that's what he might do here, because he's getting the second gas. Okay, he's gonna start the Zealot quite late actually. Usually you want to start it as soon as you made the cybernetics core, shortly after. But now it will finish quite after the cybernetics core finishes, so which is not good if you want to start a Stalker.
I think it's mostly just to give Jjakji the impression that he wants to make a Zealot. You know, that the gateway is showing the sprinkling lights, and then he will cancel it once more. Like, he has no ambition to get that Zealot out.
Jjakji thinking a little bit about possibly throwing down an engineering bay here. He's going to see that there is no probe going there. For the moment, it's actually, he keeps on checking on his SCV, paying very close attention to this, and we'll see what that Reaper can see here.
Yeah, of course, everything is very standard on the other side of the map in Jjakji's main base. The second Rex is going down, the reactor is being added to this barracks, and the command center is going down on the low ground. Here comes that Reaper. Is he going to try to get a free probe kill? Nope. He wants to keep that Reaper alive as long as possible, and that is definitely the right way to go at this.
All right, 100 gas, almost 150 gas for puCK here. Let's see if we see the Stargate do go down. Nexus is going to go down first.
But that's always good, because if this Reaper jumps in... Ooh. Okay. Kailaris has very scary op settings. Suddenly, like, my camera was locked. I was like, what's going on? But if this Reaper hops in and it only sees this Nexus, it could be very tricky. And we do see that Stargate go down once more. So on this map, it just seems to be his go-to build.
In a weird position, actually. Oh, I think Jjakji might send an SCV plus the Reaper to try and get a scout. And it will be huge if he's able to get it. He sends the Reaper in first. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, he doesn't see the Stargate yet.
But where's the mothership core?
Oh, he's gonna try to surround. I think puCK's... Oh, if he goes through the mineral line. No, puCK lets it go. What? Come on. You could have killed that and denied the scout here. And the Reaper is even gonna get out.
He cancelled the Stargate? Yes, he does. Yeah. After things get scouted, puCK just likes to cancel it.
Oh, and double gateways. 3 gateways, maybe 4 more are gonna be added here by puCK.
Wow.
He's trying to completely trick his opponent into keeping Marines in the main, possibly getting a turret, while he's planning some kind of gateway attack, I believe.
Yeah, it could work, Johan. We've seen this. We've seen something like this not too long ago from MC as well. Is this no, this is a factory going down right now. Indeed, if Jjakji is not aware of this, the fact that he still has his Reaper alive is so important, though. But this Reaper is going to be a game changer if Jjakji somehow sees it coming, if he has an idea. But so far, he's completely unaware of this probe on the south side of the map. This could be really good news for puCK.
Yeah, this is a similar thing that we might see as far as push goes, but puCK is really trying to trick his opponent. MC basically, when he played Innovation, he just scouted the third command center and he was like, I'm just gonna kill you, not even gonna try to trick you, I'm just gonna straight kill you. And now puCK is trying to do a similar thing, but by completely tricking his opponent into thinking he has an Oracle. And look at those Marines, they're in the main. That eBay is designed to possibly get a turret and help defend versus the Oracle. So puCK has done what he wanted here. And if he starts warping in a lot of units, he's going to have to choose the right ones too. Right. He needs to get a good amount of Zealots.
Oh,
Stalkers.
look at this Reaper, Johan. It's getting close.
Oh, it's not going to go up just yet. Wow. He actually might completely miss this. The SCV as well.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. He sees a Stalker right behind the SCV following it. And
now all these units are somehow making their way across the map without the SCV and the Reaper seeing it. This is ridiculously unlucky so far for Jjakji.
The SCV though.
Yeah, but I think this might be too late, Johan. A lot of those Marines are pretty far out of position. There are a lot of sentries with this army. All of the Marines are still in the main base. I think Jjakji is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, he throws down a turret. He still does not know. He's about to find out force fields are going to go down behind the bunker possibly. And SCVs get in there and try and get a repair. No time warp was used just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down very soon. Let's see if puCK force fields the ramps.
Yeah, he should. Oh, a lot of Marines actually make their way down. Stim finished. Oh my god, I think this might backfire for puCK now.
One single time warp and very late. puCK was warping in units.
Yep, Stim is ready. There's so many Marines. Sweet Jesus.
Save us all.
Well, that's what these Stalkers are saying right now. puCK losing a lot of Stalkers, having a great opportunity there to perhaps take game number 1 against Jjakji after Jjakji was indeed completely tricked and got really unlucky with his scouting, but Jjakji pulls off a miraculous hold, partly because puCK sort of missed up.
Yeah, I think puCK might have been looking in his main because there was a Reaper there. He was also warping in units, so he didn't pay attention to his army for a second, and this might cost him the game here. This was a solid hold by Jjakji.
Yeah, this wasn't a super impressive hold, but also a hold that I don't think should have been possible.
10 SCVs were killed during the attack, and now Jjakji is looking to possibly counterattack the army supply right now. 10 for puCK, 32 for Jjakji, who does have Steam Pack. He does have Medivac as well, so he's going to be fairly safe against force fields.
This is a horrible scenario for any Protoss to be in, when you have unupgraded gateway units, you have no force. And let's not forget, he lost the mothership core as well, so he doesn't even have photon overcharge. He has no damage. I think this single drop could already be good enough to almost kill him. Because now he has to bring the only few units that he has out of position at the same time.
Pylon is being taken out in the main, but he's getting 2 more tasteless pylons in there, and those units are going to steam in the natural. puCK's out of position again. He sent everything to defend in his main. He's falling apart now.
He didn't really have a whole lot to send in the first place. As 2 Zealots are going to try to save the day, but I think it's safe to say that Habitation Station is all over, as it's 90 supply right now against 55. GG is called. Jjakji will win game number 1. And puCK has to probably beat himself up a little bit over that game, because he had a real opportunity there to make something happen.
He has to.
Well,
so what
he
happened
will.
with this bomber? You want to do this to him?
No, like I mean, he's probably beating himself up over it a little bit.
The execution of the push here was very important. When you do this kind of attack, you need to be almost exclusively paying attention to your army, because that's the most important thing. Macroing at the same time, not a priority. Doing the right force fields, the right guardian shields, and I really feel like the force fields were lackluster too. He could have, when those SCVs and Marines got in there and they were going to evacuate the bunker, he could have time warped, like double time warp behind this army. It would have taken forever to pull back. He could have force fielded behind and killed everything. That's the ideal scenario. And then force field the ramp. Don't let those units go down. Instead of that, puCK, I do think he was warping in units and looking at that Reaper in his main. Didn't pay attention for 1 second. That's all it takes to lose against somebody who has a pin on his shirt like like Jjakji here.
I think his number 1 priority during that as well should have been immediately force field the ramp, because you know that there are probably units, like this was the whole thing, you know, there are Marines in the main base, because he was probably still expecting an Oracle, even though Jjakji was probably wondering like what the hell is going on, why is there no Oracle? But you know, he still did not see it. He got really unlucky with the SCV and Reaper Scout in the middle of the map. Somehow, some way, like 7, 8, 9 gateway units were able to walk across the map. But either way, it worked out for Jjakji. He's up 1 game right now. I think we're gonna have to rehost the game real quick because I got thrown out. I'm getting worried now, Johan.
We'll join again. I'll invite you, Roddy. What's your ID?
I don't know, on KLaris' account. KLaris is NA Lattice Smurf.
I suggested
Top 20 GM, guys. Top 20 GM.
On SEA, maybe. I disconnected too.
All right, so of course the next game is going to be extremely important between Jjakji and puCK. The winner will move on to the quarterfinals and secure himself with at least $1,000. But I would say more importantly, gets closer to a top 2 finish. Of course, top 2 at Sao Paulo means that you're qualified for IEM Katowice, the grand finals of the Intox Remastered circuit, where you can make a lot of money. What's so funny?
Katowice. It's Katowice.
Katowice.
Oh, it's funny, Apollo says Katowista, like a vista. With his accent. Maybe I shouldn't be the one making fun of accents, but I do think this is hilarious how everybody butchers the name of that city, that beautiful city.
You've been there, right?
Yeah. It's a great event, man.
I remember that taught the analysis desk together with Harstem and QXC.
No, it was Jared Kell and QXC. Harstem was later. It was in Germany.
Oh, really?
Cibit, yeah.
Ah, okay. Either way, players are getting ready for game number 2. Could be the last game of Group A. And also, guys, this is an important reminder. Group B will start almost immediately after Group A. So if you were just like, or if you know someone who just wants to watch Group B and he thinks that it's going to start an hour from now on, no, we are a little bit ahead of schedule. So if this series doesn't go very long either, there's a big chance that we start Group B a lot sooner than originally planned. Because, of course, there's no need to just wait for 2 hours.
So grab some food very quickly.
Yeah, be prepared for that. But then again, you don't want to miss Jjakji versus puCK game 2. You know, so far I feel a little bit unfortunate for puCK because I know that he's an excellent Protoss player. I've seen him play so extremely good on multiple occasions, like in the recent OCS Challenger League Best of 5 where he played against IEM. He looked so rock solid. I really think it's just nerves getting the best of him, and So far, he's not been able to find his right rhythm. I hope he will find it in game 2 here on Heavy Rain.
All right, let's get the game underway here. As I'm the host again, I need to pay attention to this stuff, man. Earlier I was like, go, go. It was for me to start the game. Interesting maps that they're playing here. Habitation, Heavy Rain, 2 of the newer maps that players will definitely have a little bit less experience on than the older map pool. But I guess since it's the latter map pool, they must have played a ton on those maps already. Anyway.
Yeah, for some reason it always seems like whenever new maps are added that you play an insane amount of them.
Yeah. After 1 week already, it's like new home, and you know a lot about those maps.
Especially Heavy Rain. I think Heavy Rain is my favorite of the new maps. I've said this multiple times already.
In all matchups?
Yeah, it's just an exciting map to play. In PvP, I kind of...
Because you cheese all the time.
No, that's not true.
I'm just kidding, Roddy.
You hurt my feelings when you say that kind of
All
thing.
right, I'm sorry, I love you.
You're portraying a portrait. That's wrong, you are.
Everybody who tuned into your stream know I'm just kidding, and you go for macro game every game. I've never seen you play without the 5th base.
Exactly. That's my timing, son. I time when their 5th extractor runs out, something like that. Of course, Jjakji is our Terran spawning on the south side of Heavy Rain, representing Team My Insanity, as he will go up against IVD puCK. puCK has so far not been very fortunate in his games against these world-class Terran players. Of course, it's not the same whenever you play against a North American Terran or you suddenly play against Bomber or Jjakji. But I still know, I have a lot of faith in puCK. I know that he's capable of putting up a good fight. So far, it's probably just nerves getting the best of him.
Yeah, it really feels like he's not playing his A game overall today. Even against the Zerg player that he won against, I really felt like he was making mistakes he will usually never do if he's back at home and playing his best. So he's gonna have to fix that here versus Jjakji. This is not a guy you don't want to be playing your best against.
Wow, it seems like Jjakji is aiming for a command center first over here.
Well, what? He's gonna go scout first? Where is he gonna make the command? Oh no, he scouts all around the space.
Yeah. It's like, all right, no proxy, command center on the low ground. Hashtag YOLO. That's how I got my pin, son. No fear.
Whereas puCK, he opened very standard way so far. We'll see if he chooses to go for the second gas, but no reason not to, since it's what he's been doing in every game. Then again, it's not brought him any success yet versus those Terrans.
You know, it's also worth mentioning, Johan, is that in the previous game, puCK did not scout, and Jjakji probably picked up on that immediately. He's like, all right, well, if you don't scout, I'll just go command center first, and by the time you see it, I have a nice economic lead over you.
Okay, I know a lot of Terrans are going to get angry, but I think on this map, Blinkstalkers are pretty good, and if you go command center first, you're in good shape, in better shape at least, going up against Blinkstalkers builds than you will be if you just opened like Reaper expand or one Rax expand without gas. Do you agree?
Why are you making the Terrans angry with that?
Yeah, because...
Oh, they think nothing is good?
Yeah.
That's right. Like the ping pong meme.
I can already imagine Moro getting all mad behind the screen. Avilo doing some kung fu to relax himself.
Those Terran brothers out there. I feel for them a little bit. Whenever I play Terran, I realize it's a pretty tough matchup. Jjakji will scout over here, and he's going to see that, okay, so far everything looks the same, everything looks standard. puCK once more did not scout at all. And, you know, it's pretty sick that Jjakji just picks up on that immediately. He's like, all right, if you don't scout, then I'll just go command center first, because, hey, not like I have to worry about anything.
We'll see what timing Jjakji goes for his casts here in a second, but going for the third Rax, he wants to play it a minimum safe, and actually that SCV is literally scouting everywhere right now on the bottom left-hand side. Scouting, oh, actually no, he didn't scout the very bottom left of the map. There could have been proxies here, but Jjakji is not gonna bother. He's pretty sure that there is no one, and he's right.
Twilight Console going down in the back of puCK's base. Excellent Blinkstalker map, Johan, like you mentioned. And for the people who wonder, like, why is it an excellent Blinkstalker map? Just look at all this surface area where Blinkstalkers can enter the main base. It doesn't get much larger or much better than that. But it doesn't mean that puCK has to go all out super crazy. 6 gates, no third and fourth gas with Blinkstalkers.
How many gates you think?
I think just 4, and I think he wants to transition out of it.
I think 5. But then again, before he did 4 in total. Oh, those Marines, they're going to catch the Mothership Core. I was wondering what those Marines were doing there. I think he was trying to catch something, some kind of proxying something, or even maybe go around and do some kind of attack. Now he saw that the Mothership Core is out of position. He thinks he can reach the natural maybe earlier than that Mothership Core. They're going to actually race for this. Oh, he might choose to pull back upon seeing
Good scan.
Blink being researched in additional gateways, and we were both wrong so far. It's only 2 additional gateways.
Two Stalkers out on the map against these Marines. Marines are still going to try to intercept this mothership core. Won't get it though. I think Jjakji should back off, Johan. This seems like a suicide mission. When, like, there's no stim, no combat shield, and you don't really want to donate any units when you know you have to worry about Blink Stalker aggression.
I agree here. So it looks like it's what he's going to do, but he really went all the way here to almost the finish line before turning around. Really getting puCK scared for a second, but puCK, he knew he had the photon overcharge anyway, so he was still making probes during all this time. I'm surprised this is 3 gates, but I guess this is just going to be a light pressure, possibly followed by a Robo, even though before we've seen him play with the Forge and then he took Templars.
I think a double Forge follow-up. If he feels like he did reasonable damage, I think double Forge. If it's no damage, single Forge. He has to be careful here with these Stalkers. They were on move command. 1 Stalker will fall as Blink was not ready yet.
And very, very late factory, by the way, by Jjakji. 7 minutes 41 here.
Quick stim, though.
This is bomber style here. We're seeing basically with a lot of units being made out of those barracks.
We already see the Templar archives going down here.
Went behind.
No storm.
Yeah, man.
No, he cancelled it.
Whoa!
Did he even see it? Yes, Jjakji did see it.
This means he's gonna go into Colossus instead.
Yeah. The oldest trick in the Protoss book. My opponent thinks I'm gonna make High Templars, I'm gonna make Colossus, or if they make a lot of Vikings suddenly go into Storm. Either way, you know, as cool as it is, and this kind of stuff can work, let's not forget that you do hurt your own tech with this kind of stuff. Whenever you cancel buildings, everything is going to be a little later. He's gonna have to worry about just the straight up aggression.
Double additional barracks here by Jjakji, so he wants to put on some very heavy aggression here. Photon overcharge is good, but if we look at the army supply, 33 against 16, should be an easy hold for the Protoss.
Well done there, Todd.
Force fields.
You made the Terran brothers smile around the world. Charge is just starting right now, so he won't have charge, but with an overcharge, he should indeed be fine. Don't lose the mothership core, though.
Get out of here. I think Jjakji is just going to wait for medivacs here, and rightfully so. He almost has the starport completed. Already got the reactor and a robo base going down, but this is very late. And actually, an Immortal plus charge starting. puCK realized that it was too late for him to reach Colossus and do well with it, so he's not even going to try to go into some very quick Colossus plus Blink. Getting charge here plus an Immortal actually makes me curious if he wants to commit to Colossus or not. Might just get 1 or 2. Hope there is Vikings and the tech to Storm since he already has charge.
Yeah, good point there. And Immortals are just excellent anyway. As long as you know that your opponent has a few Marauders in his army, Immortals do crazy damage against those Marauders. Often everything dies and then a few Immortals survive and they pick up the rest. So we will see. Of course, army supply favoring Jjakji right now. You know, it's funny as well that puCK, up to this point, Johan has still absolutely no idea that this was command center first. Like, he just does not know.
Maybe he's able to kind of realize, oh, another photon overcharge is forced here. And wait, is that the first? Yeah, no. There was 2 medivacs made already, 2 more are on the way. And by sending his factory across the map, Jjakji is really saying, I want to attack you. I know I have more army than you. I went command center first. I didn't take any damage. I put some pressure. I forced a lot of photon overcharge out of you. So now I'm going to do a lot of damage by starting to drop. And the army supply is still 65 versus 45. These pylons, man, they're not going to last long over there. And the single medivac actually dropped here.
Yeah, it's to at least pull a few units out of position. Jjakji knows that Photon Overcharge is going to run out in a natural soon. Colossus is about to enter the battlefield, but still, he's losing a few probes over here already in the main base. And of course, at the same time, this army is coming. The Colossus is not here yet, Johan.
Yeah, it's about to come out here. Thermal lens not going to be finished, though, and those units get in there. There is so much. The entire army of puCK is disappearing right now. The Immortal is going to die as well. Photon Overcharge expired a while back. And the mothership core even died at the start of this fight. 1 Colossus not going to be able to do enough here.
Oh, Jjakji as well, picking up a few units and dropping them all over this Protoss army, or at least the last bits of this Protoss army, as it seems like Jjakji will close out this and will be our second player advancing from Group A. So that means 2 Korean Terrans in the quarterfinals so far of the Intel Extreme Masters. Sao Paulo, as puCK is of course going to try to hang in there for his dear life. He's pulling probes, but he's just he's losing everything, Johan.
Yeah, 2 Terrans will make it into the playoffs. Jjakji and Bomber. Not bad for an underpour race.
You guys actually missed a few comments in the last bits of this game, but it wasn't really interesting. puCK is saying GG, good luck to Jjakji as well. As Jjakji and Bomber will advance to the quarterfinals, and you know, there's really not much else to it, Johan. They played convincing. They were dominating in their games, and we all know that puCK is an excellent Protoss, and he's displayed this, you know, many times in the past. Today wasn't his day. Today he was not capable of messing with these big Terran boys.
He's gonna go shake his opponent's hand here. Very mannered, at least offline. Just kidding.
puCK's
really
puCK's a good dude. Yeah, it's always hard when you fly, you know, I would say across the world, but it's very far from the US to Brazil. A lot of people think like, that should be kind of close.
Yeah, I don't think that puCK has had any experience with like those long travels and tournaments abroad that are pretty far from the US.
No, I don't think so.
Has to be his first one.
Yep, at least this far. Like it's like more than 12 hours from California, which I think is kind of crazy when you think about it, because it's like 12 hours for Europeans as well. Either way, really solid performance by Bomber earlier today. If you guys missed it, if you want to see some TVT clinic, take a look at Bomber versus Jjakji, because Bomber played really sick in those games. Second series between you know, puCK and Jjakji was, as you guys just saw, it was pretty cool. Jjakji looking really solid. puCK, I think, missed an opportunity in game one. I think that kind of went to his mind.
In both games.
I mean, game two was never really his game, though. Like this game, I felt like it was never really a moment where I feel like, I really like puCK's position now.
It really felt like he was indecisive. He couldn't pick a build to go with. Like a lot of cancels. Like that cancel on the Templar Archive, you can try to mind game sometime, but he fell so far behind in tech that you saw like there was basically 65 army supply plus medivacs, and he didn't even have his first Colossus. I mean, I don't know how you expect to hold in this situation. Like I said, photon overcharge is good, but there are limits. And in this case, it proved true again. So
I want to show some
hesitation.
I think we should show some love as well to how Jjakji was building it up. First with those first units, forced out the first photon overcharge. Then with that second push, he forced out the second photon overcharge. And then like 10 to 15 seconds before that first Colossus joins the battlefield, that's when he sends one medevac to the main, and that's when he stims in the rest of the army in the natural. Like, that was Terran art. If you have a Terran heart, that was probably beating a little quick during all that. It was beautiful by Jjakji.
I agree. And we are going to come back later on with a ZVZ first, I believe. TLO versus Jjakji. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Jjakji is an excellent Zerg player from Brazil, actually. Among the best three players in Brazil, Jjakji, Kelza Hur, the Terran, and of course Tunico. Those three are pretty much widely considered to be the best three players in Brazil. TLO the favorite, but it should be a really fun series. And after that, there's going to be more action from Group B, which of course is completed with Hello Kitty and MC. So guys, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with much more StarCraft from sunny Sao Paulo, Brazil.